This letter turned my world upside down. My mom pushed it over the crisp tablecloth, her sparkling ring flashing under the lights. My sister edged closer, phone in hand, acting like this was a memory worth capturing. The whole place went still. The violin group paused right in the middle of a tune. What was inside wasn't cash or a greeting card. It was a formal cut-off notice, inked by every one of them. My graduation surprise. I creased it once, then again, and got to my feet. No yelling, no fuss, just quiet and the feel of that sheet in my grip. They figured they'd scripted my finale. They had no clue they just kicked off theirs. Stick around to the finish. You'll witness how quiet can flip the whole script. As a kid, I figured out fast that affection in our home came with scorecards. My dad, Robert Hayes, gauged value by profit margins. My mom, Laura, judged it by how things looked. My sister, Brooke, nailed the perfect mix of the two. At get-togethers, I was always mentioned last. Brooke's a top consultant in Manhattan. Mom would glow. Her palm settled firmly on my sister's arm. Then her voice would drop, almost sorry-like. And here's Jordan. Still in school. That same beat, that same courteous grin. Like I was an overdue assignment awaiting the green light. Folks would bob their heads, give me a quick look, then swing back to the bubbly. I got good at grinning back without a word, right on cue. Our eating area always carried the scent of wood shine and high hopes. The fancy light fixture over the glass table flung splintered glows onto my drink, tossing shadows that never quite landed. I'd tally them, little shattered rings, while Dad talked stocks and takeovers, and Mom practiced thank yous to donors who confused show for goodness. Brooke flourished in that scene. She mastered slipping from chat to chat, knowing when to chuckle lightly, when to angle her chin just right to seem tuned in. I watched her like a lab experiment. Each move won nods. Every break was timed. Me? I pulled evening shifts at a coffee shop close to classes. The steamer roared louder than any talk at home. There, nobody minded family names or traditions. They just needed their drink spot on and names spelled right. I loved how it was straightforward, no mess, real. One weekend after a brutal shift, I got home to Brooke perched at the island, computer open, Dad filling glasses. We were just chatting about you, he said, giving the wine a twirl. Brooke figures you're throwing away hours at that counter. Brooke kept her eyes down. It's not throwing away, Dad. It's growth. Her words were breezy, but the bite was there, cutting clean through the nice vibe. I let out a soft laugh, acting like it didn't hurt. I'm covering my classes, I said. Dad gave a shrug. Diplomas don't cover rent, Jordan. Figures do. Keep that in mind. I wanted to point out I got figures better than anyone there, that I could design setups, follow patterns, predict results. But his focus was already back on Brooke. After that evening, I quit trying to jump into their talks. I just observed, noted, gathered info in my own low-key style. Still, there were times I hoped for a shift. Like when I landed a big national research grant, I forwarded the note with the news attachment. Waited for a reaction. Mom answered after half a day. Super proud, honey. Gala tonight. Post tomorrow? They never did. That's when I got a basic truth about our crew that stuck. Notice was money, and I was the unpaid helper in their kingdom. I recall the chime of those glass cups that night, how they rang in perfect time, like the house cheered my fading out. That's when I learned my spot in this bunch. Somewhere between quiet and results. 2 days before the ceremony, a note popped in the family chat, a booking link. Starlight House, the spot Mom reserved for every big win that wasn't mine. The text was basic. Early grad meal for Jordan. Dress right. No smiles, no heat, just rules and a bow. I tapped the link. My name wasn't even listed. The welcome said, "The Hayes crew, Robert, Laura, Brooke." Leaving me out wasn't an error. It was a message. An hour on, Brooke messaged alone. Don't read into it. Just layout stuff. Layout. That term bounced in my brain. That's how they viewed me, a line item to cut. That night, I sat at my table, town glows blinking on the pane like noise. My email lit with unopened alerts from backers, peers, teachers, wins, steps, nods. None hit home when the folks who set your value still use quiet as a ruler. I flipped through old family pics, trips, celebrations, charity events, Mom's perfect stance, Dad's trained grins, Brooke's honed appeal, and me always on the side, partly lit, partly there. It wasn't fresh. Just the first time I saw it without wishing. Next day, an email from school locked my speaking spot at the event. My advisor, Professor Ramirez, put me up for the Rising Tech Leader Prize. She said, "This is yours, Jordan. Claim it softly." Softly. That term felt like a rope, firm in a fragile setup. I shut the screen and drew a deep breath. Sun sliced the shades in sharp straight lines. I began seeing how exact my space had gotten. Mug lined with pad, sheets sorted by shade, clock clicking steady. That's when it hit, my days weren't wild. They were sorted, just not by them. I grinned. The type when the facts are already in. The evening before the meal, the town buzzed under warm summer showers. My place windows misted at edges, panes shaking with each subway rush. Inside, all lined up. Dock straight, displays soft glow. I made fresh brew. The aroma sliced the storm, bold and real. My keys hit the board with the drops. Each data row, every filed note was a silent pushback. I quit justifying myself ages back. Reasons were for folks craving understanding. Logs were for those planning to stick. So I logged every grant app, every prize note, every code bit from my path optimizer. What started as a class task grew into the real deal. A system helping local delivery firms streamline paths. Alex crunched numbers. Riley designed the look. And I, the server with a business degree, coded the heart. Not flashy but solid. The wind hit one pre-dawn way before light, when a test shaved fuel by 12%. I leaned back, eyes on the stats. Evidence. Solid, no denying. By the school's new venture fair, Path Optimizer was set. Professor Ramirez pulled me aside pre-stage. "No need to pitch hard," she said. "Demo it. Let numbers talk." They did. When I rapped, claps started, mild then true. In the group was a guy in sharp charcoal. Victor Lane, head of Summit Transport. He came up after, voice even, curiosity real. "You've made something that grows," he said, eyeing charts. "But fair too." Fair. A term I hadn't caught in forever. We talked twice more. Third meet, he passed a binder over. Inside, intent letter. Summit aimed to buy Path Optimizer for $6.2 million plus a lead role for me after grad. I didn't ink right away. I scanned every line, every detail. Needed the setup I'd made from quiet, not handouts, to hold. When I signed, it wasn't a cheer. Felt even. From there I built my vault. Digital backups of all, dated and locked. Deal slips, rights docs, payout proofs. The trail that doesn't just narrate, it locks. The night final funds hit, I printed the note. The sheet gliding from the machine sounded purer than cheers. Then I opened the family chat after months. Latest was Mom. Pic of Brooke at a firm event. Proud barely says it. I typed back plain. Grad meal set. I'll show. No flair, no why. Then I tidied like before big shifts. Every piece placed. Desk lines even. My contract, diploma case, and a worn envelope from kid days. Faded card from Mom, to my young visionary. I tucked fresh papers under, inked new weight reel. Midnight slipped in soft. I closed the device, poured the last brew. I'd town lights dance on the water. Thought of the meal, their grins, snaps show. First time, no fear. They'd bring their note, thinking it set me. They missed I'd ink something lasting, my freedom. I dozed with that. Rain quit. The quiet after felt sacred. Morning I rose pre-light. First rays hit desk edge, bouncing off metal clasp on deals. I brushed the sheets, centering. Didn't suit for them. Suited for logs. Sharp jacket, hair back, muted shades. Look that doesn't plead notice but insists recall. Before out, set mug by computer exact 1 inch in. Routine order evidence. Locked up. Chicago roads still wet. Mirrors long on pavement. My image stared from cab glass, steady, collected, someone I knew at last. Near Starlight House I halted at the doors. Inside, faint crystal sparkle, Mom's outline, Brooke's familiar phone tilt. I inhaled once, sure. They saw this as their show. No hint the lines were redone. Inked, locked, dated. This time not stepping into their act. Stepping into evidence. The greeter beamed. Hayes table? Professional, but I saw the quick shock my name missed the list. I nodded. Yep. They're waiting. Air held rich butter and costly cool. My folks held the corner spot under light ring. Mom waved like a happy meet, not a cut. Brooke raised phone a bit, setting the frame. "Jordan, sweetie," Mom said, voice honey dripped. "Got a treat for you." Waiter set a clean white packet by my spot. Dad cleared throat. Practiced command in the pause. Time to progress, he said. Mom grinned bigger. From us all, she tossed. Brooke's lens grabbed it, the packet glide on cloth, my face blank. I opened slow. Sheet thick raised law print. We, the signed, release all family duties and links with Jordan Hayes. Each name there. Loops trained. My grad gift. Table waited for drama. Tear maybe voice up. But I'd done the real play. I creased once, twice, set by spoon. Thanks, I said. Voice level planned. Brooke blinked. You're thanking. I held her eyes for the end. Air pulled tight, fragile. Dad moved seat. Mom's fingers hung over glass. Brooke dropped phone a touch, unsure the clip. Jordan, Mom soft. No need to complicate. But I was pulling my case. Drew a folder, same steel gray as Victor's suit day he passed contract. Set it down, flipped open. Inside by news. Summit letterhead shown. Under my name, Data Ops Director, Path Lead. Moment quiet. Background strings switched, blind to scoring a close. Brooke bent in, scanning quick. This yours? Yes. Dad scowled, bad deal face. You flipped it. Built it, then flipped, I said low. Closed last week. Mom tried poise. We hadn't heard. I know. First time Mom truly wordless. Brooke's phone still out, light off. Dad grabbed glass, shake enough stem tapped stone. I kept voice down. No grin. Just rose. Keep the note, I said, pushing cutoff back. Got mine. Twist hit soft, spot on. Behind, Brooke muttered, plea or snap, didn't look. At door, soft keys filled their quiet. I stopped, hand on jam, town lights in glass ahead. In that, saw them parked in their shiny hollow world. Out, air cooler than thought. Smelt storm and release. Checked phone. Fresh summit notes. Press alerts on by. Evidence. All dated. Packet in hand, lighter. Just sheet and marks, no more. They'd handed quiet years back. Tonight I gave perfected. Lake wind cut clean, washing restaurant cling. Town thrummed past towers, uncaring, vital. I walked easy, heels blending traffic hum. Steps lighter. At my place, sky pale to dawn. Soft light striped floor through slats. Set packet by framed diploma. There's tiny next summits, bold final signed. 2 ticks on my name. 1 erased, 1 not. Brewed as usual, pour slow sure. Cup tap table soft. That my beat measured own breathing. Didn't reread theirs. Done its job mark when I quit begging fit. Now behind glass, pressed with winds uncut. Phone buzzed. Brooke. Didn't mean that way. Talk? Stared. Dots flashed, gone, flashed. Then flipped face down. Some notes don't need reply. They fade to quiet. Light warmed out. Town woke. Trucks, runners, daily beat. Cracked window, air in. Below, train scraped reel. In pain, woman no longer justifying alone. Grabbed their note last time, folded clean, tucked behind diploma frame. Not hit, ordered. Proof of shift. Room air settled. Shoulders too. Quiet, finally not void. Earned. Payback didn't ring, win. Rang steady breath in still space. Chosen quiet, not shoved. Families crack loud. Calm rebuild soft. They cut me from tail. I turned the mark they can't scrub. Some tales skip pardon. Land on clear. If you've been the low voice one, the overlooked, this for you. Stay to close, quiet sometimes isn't giving up.